Welcome back. My guests now are Charlie Brown, Chairman of the West Georgia Technical College Foundation Board, and Ginger Booton, the Capital Campaign Manager for the Foundation Board. I know it's an extremely exciting time at West Georgia Technical College because the building that we've been talking about so long, the Raytheon building, now is West Georgia Technical College's building, right?
It really is. It really is. Randy, I've been on the foundation board for a number of years, and we just sort of sit around and make a wish list of all these things, thinking they will never happen. And when you're really involved in it and seeing it happen, it's exciting.
It really is, and of course I have been involved as well in this process for a long time, and it kind of seemed like it never would come about. But I know there's been some tremendous work in the community, and I know getting Ginger behind this thing really helped. Ginger, tell us a little bit about the process that West Georgia Technical College went through to raise the funds for this building.
Well, we really started in April or May of 2005 this year. So we had a very short window in order to to raise the funds because we had to close in the building by the end of the year, and the cost of the building was $4.2 million. We were only given 3.0 by the state of Georgia, so we had another $1.2 million to raise in a very, very short period of time. So we had to kind of get it jump started and go, and we were successful, so we're very happy with that.
It had to be done, and it had to be done quickly.
Right.
If I can remember the details right, I believe we had to make a commitment by the middle of September as to whether or not we would be able to have the funds by the end of the year or not. And we sort of did that.
Right, and we knew we
did
would.
that commitment because we had been far enough along that we knew we could.
Yeah. Well, I know, having been involved, that there were a number of issues related there. A lot of this was driven just by the fact that West Georgia Technical College has grown so much.
Right. We've added a lot of new students. We were adding a lot of new programs, and so we were really just out of room. I mean, there was no other closet or storage room or anything like that could be converted for office space or for classrooms. So it was either that or building a new building, and building a new building could take a lot of time, 4 to 5 years for that whole process. So with this, we're able to immediately, probably within 12 to 18 months, have additional space, and so we'll have over 100,000 square feet of what we already have now. Total, I think, of it's over 250,000 square feet that we'll have with the Raytheon building. So we're very excited about all the additional space that we'll be able to have.
That is great, and I think it's such a tribute to the community, the way the community stepped up. I know that in the course of fundraising, the city, the county, everybody got involved, and I know that you had a lot to do with that. Tell us a little bit about how you approached those people and what their reactions were.
Well, we had a committee made up of people that worked here at West Georgia Technical College, folks that are on the West Georgia Technical College Foundation Board, and also people who are on the board, here at West Georgia Technical College, and then also community members. And we just started, in May and tried to organize it, and it was just like a sales campaign. You had to look at different segments, and we looked at the local governments and how they could perhaps play a role in, contributions to the campaign, and then local business and industry, and who the largest local businesses and industry are, and hopefully be able to get a contribution out of those folks, and then also small businesses, and then individuals that we just solicited through letters. And then I can't I can't leave out the internal campaign. We had an internal campaign with for the staff and faculty here, and everybody, I think we had almost 100% contribution to the internal campaign, and so we raised over $100,000 with that. So that in itself just shows, that the faculty and staff is very supportive of this move, and so a lot of individuals and and staff and faculty and even businesses have made commitments to give over a 3-year period of time.
That's good, and that shows the commitment within, and the fact that the people who are here know what the need is.
Right, exactly. Yeah. That we all know, and we're willing to contribute, to the cause.
Randy, that was one thing that impressed me, is being a quote outsider. The first meeting that we had with the various vice presidents and other staff people at West Georgia Technical College, it became evident to me that we weren't in a drive to try to buy this building, this was a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. It was something that we just had to do. And I think everybody in the room caught that spirit, and there was no doubt that whether we could or not, it was just a matter of how we were going to do it.
Well, I don't remember who made this comment first. It's an old quote, but I think I heard you say that failure was not an option.
Yeah, I think it was, and that was the case. We couldn't do that.
It had to happen.
I think that was quoted from an astronaut somewhere. I can't remember who that was.
Yeah, probably so, but very true because of here again of the situation and the time frame and how it all came about. Now, having been in the position you're in, I remember it was about the critical time that all this got going that I kind of dropped that job on you. Do you want to say anything bad about me on TV?
Randy, I could have at the beginning of this campaign, but being a part of it now, I wouldn't have taken anything for the opportunity, and I'm glad you let me do it. It was a fun thing to see all these people working together. And
well, it was one of those things where I knew that I couldn't give it the time that it needed, and I knew you were the right person. And probably more than that, I knew that Ginger was the right person. When she came along to head up the campaign, I think that was the biggest sigh of relief I believe that I breathed the whole time.
Ginger's sort of a strange person. She likes to raise money, you know.
Yeah.
Don't let
She
people
likes
do
to
that.
ask people for money, you know.
Yeah, well, it's just part of the sales background, that I've done for so many years.
Well, I was going to say I've known her as a salesperson for quite a while, and she is a pretty persuasive salesperson.
And then plus, this was a great cause. I mean, this is something that I truly believed in, and I believe the whole community should be behind, because this is something that will help, the future generations, and that will also allow our community to even grow more.
Yeah, well, there's a tremendous impact. The sales pitch here was just so broad.
Touched
we can
everybody.
help. We can help the young people who are coming out of high school who need to get the skills to get a job. We're helping those people who have lost jobs who need to be retrained.
Economic development for the community.
Yeah.
And just the future, and also the additional programs that we're going to be able to add, because we're going to have more space, will be very exciting for students graduating from high school being able to come here. Programs that maybe in the past they've had to go to Atlanta for, or another area of the state. So
I think that was it, and I know as I heard people speaking in the community, a number of the industries that use the training available at West Georgia Technical College got behind it.
That's right.
And I think that was another approach you used as well when you went to see these folks.
I was listening to a talk show just this weekend, and I can't remember who it was or what was involved, but somebody asked a question of somebody in the labor department, the fact that the unemployment rate was so high, and everywhere you went, somebody had a help wanted sign, and said, why is that the case? And the answer was that they're not trained workers. People are unemployed. They need a place to get the training. They need to be able to take these jobs that
there's
that
jobs
require.
available.
The jobs
They just
available.
need to be
you just have
trained.
to get the people trained to take them, and that's what we're going to do. We hope that's what we're hoping to do.
Well, it's definitely a huge benefit for the community. I think it's a huge benefit for the industrial park itself to have life breathed back into that property there. That,
right, it's a gorgeous property too, and gorgeously landscaped.
It is.
And so we're very excited about that.
I think if you'd have gone to just try to develop just from scratch the ideal campus and the ideal location in LaGrange, I don't think you could have done any better than what we've got now.
And we've got a place there to move our truck driving range, and if we ever get to the point we need to build on, we've got room to build on, and it's just a great situation.
And then coincidentally, the property is 1,500 feet from our current
Location.
campus. So, and that 1,500 is over a landfill. So we're hoping maybe to get a easement and get a road that can connect between the two campuses. But I mean, how perfect could it be that you would never know unless just by going through the roads that the two properties were so close to each other. So we're very fortunate in that. So I think that also shows that it was it was meant to be.
It was meant to be, and I know several people that talked about that and the fact that it was so close. Now, when everything is completed, the campuses the things that will still be here, the Callaway Center for International Business will still be a part of the campus. Everything else will move.
The Child Development Center will stay here.
Okay.
And then there's still one other building that, the three buildings that were built in the last 10 years are the buildings that would still remain as part of this campus.
And everything else will move, and
All the
they'll have new quarters
classrooms.
and extra space.
Nobody
That's
will be
right.
in a closet trying trying to take a
Trying to-
class.
That will be good.
But Randy, also let me add that, the campaign is not necessarily over.
I knew that being the salesperson she was, that we were going to get around to that.
Yeah, it's not over. We have met our goal of $1.2 million, but the renovation part, we were given $3.4 million for the renovations, and so the building has to be renovated. It's not ready to move in. It was, a business, so it's got to have classrooms, and of course, it needs some updating on, the wall furnishings and the wall finishes and of course we'll need some new furnishings and all that for the new building. So we feel like we do need more money for renovations. So if someone has not contributed or would like to be a part of it, we feel like we still need the money, and because the renovations probably are going to take more than the $3.4 million which have been allocated to us from the state of Georgia. And so we're just in the beginning right now of meeting with the architectural firm to get the estimates on what the renovations are going to cost, because the heating and air is going to have to be completely redone, and that could be a large amount of money. So
I know we talk about these amounts of money, and it sounds like it's a lot of money, but I believe I've heard estimates that if you tried to rebuild that facility from scratch now, would be probably $30 or $40 million,
Right.
if I'm not
Yeah, I
mistaken.
think that's correct.
So this was a tremendous bargain any way you look at it.
And we talk about remodeling that building and the need for remodeling it, which is true. But on the plus side of that, it's already got all sorts of wiring in it.
Oh yeah.
To hook any kind of computer systems and this type thing, because Raytheon, of course, we're making
right, state of the
missile
art.
control things. So it's a state-of-the-art building already, and there's a lot of things there already that we won't have to put there.
And let's go back a little bit to the idea that there's still funds needed.
Right.
Now, I know that there are opportunities for people to give, naming opportunities. There's still plenty of opportunity for people
Absolutely.
to contribute to this program and be acknowledged for it.
Absolutely, there really are. There's naming opportunities for the different schools, and there's naming opportunities for the library, or different study rooms, classrooms, boardrooms, and all that. So definitely, there's still a lot of opportunity out there, and we would encourage anyone that is interested in giving to contact us, and we would be
You will be glad to take that
yes.
check.
We will take it.
Well, I know it's extremely gratifying, Charlie, to see this happen. How long have you been involved with the board or with West Georgia Technical College?
Randy, a fellow my age can't remember all those things, but probably 10 years probably on the foundation board.
And Ginger, you also have been involved in a number of different ways, even have been part of the staff. Tell us a little
Right.
bit about what you've done.
I currently have another responsibility. I do tech prep here at the college, and I work with high school students to prepare them for careers or for technical college. So this has just been an additional hat that I have worn, and so it's good to be able to talk to the high school students more about, hey, this is going to be a great opportunity for y'all. I think when we get to the new campus, it's going to be a whole different atmosphere, and the facilities are just going to be so great that it's just going to be a new day for West Georgia Technical College. And so it's going to be some exciting times in the next 12 to 18 months.
I'm sure it will. Now, if someone is watching and they would like to contribute, what is the best thing for them to do?
They can go to the website, www.westgatech.edu, and then you can click on Capital Campaign, and then you can even make a contribution, electronically, or you can call West Georgia Technical College, and you can call my number directly, 706-837-4206, and we'll gladly, we can take a credit card, or you can mail something in. You can go to the website and download, the information in a form, or we'll gladly send, anybody any information in the mail.
You'll make it as easy as possible.
Absolutely, whatever works for them.
Well, we certainly appreciate the hard work that the two of you have done,
It's been
and the contributions of the community. And I know that the Raytheon building is going to be a huge asset for not only West Georgia Technical College, but for LaGrange and Troup County and for West Georgia. So I want to thank y'all for your hard work.
Thank you.
I'm looking forward to getting out there when they get it all fixed up.
Yeah,
and
we
look
want
at
to
it.
have that grand opening party and be
That's
there.
right.
That's going to be fun.
But before we go, you've got to put a plug in for Dr. Darrell Gilley. I tell you,
Absolutely. He had the vision.
the confidence he has among the people in the community. I mean, they know what kind of person he is, and they know how dedicated he is to this, and he really charged us up, as Ginger said, with a vision, and we have to give him a lot of credit, because not only him but his other staff, they do a great job.
And I'm sure we could get into naming a lot of folks, and maybe that'll be another show. Charlie and Ginger, I want to thank you for being with us today on Community Champions. I've been speaking with Charlie Brown, the chairman of the West Georgia Technical College Foundation Board, and Ginger Booton, the Capital Campaign Manager. And I want to thank you for watching Community Champions.